Tiramos el sal que está pendiente de la cita. Está malvada y quien la ve tan bonita. Estoy pa' ti siempre, beba. Bebamos la noche entera. Baby, nos jugamos tú y en la noche. Que eres independiente y se te ve. Yo lo sé que tienes interés, baby, llámame. Baby, nos jugamos. Un mensaje mío, ya mismo te pones bien elegante, yeah. Porque yo sí he creído, pero lo que hago contigo en la noche es arte, yeah. Quieres la llama cuando tienes frío. Al menos, chica, eres muy sensata. Te vas cuando tus padres están dormidos. Y lista pa' perrear, bebé, a los ata. Baby, nos jugamos tú y en la noche. Que eres independiente y se te ve. Yo lo sé, que tienes interés, baby, llámame. Baby, nos jugamos. 1, 2, 3, comienza la acción. Ella es fanática de la atención. Canta a pulmón justo esa canción que le cambió toda la dirección. Ya que ese ex no quiere más, no quiere llanto, no quiere nada. Quiere gozarla, quiere escapar de lo que era su realidad. Ya no está puesta para el drama, lo que quiere es gozar, no pecar.
Hi, everyone. It's Salty Coffee. I'm going to be with you in a minute.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally free.
Always happens. How's everybody doing? Oh my goodness. Listen, you could keep the star. Stereo is not my friend. How are you guys doing? It's Saturday, October 8th, 2022. It is 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Elevator Bliss, could you say Junkie Dave? And we're missing the meatballs for this spaghetti. What's going on? So I need to work on my little stereo introduction because I don't really do stereo. You guys know that, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're right now live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and on the Salty Coffee website, www.saltycoffeepodcast.com. And the reason why I mostly am not in with stereo is because I started with a community where they're deaf and hard of hearing, and they express that some of their apps that translate the delivered, the content, they can't read it. Like people talk too fast, people are saying things that they don't understand, and it's not translatable. So, with that said, I like to keep my platform open and inclusive, exclusively, if that makes sense, right? So I'm so excited to have you guys here and to introduce you, to the outside world because I feel that stereo is such like a close knit of family. Like I feel like you guys are my cousins. Like I can go to one room and have dinner because somebody's making something, or I can go to another room and have like a talk, a personal talk, and that's what I like about stereo app. What I like about the A&N team is that no matter when I'm coming in, I'm gonna come out learning something. And that's what I really, really, truly, 100% appreciate about ANN Alliance Network News. For those of you who are listening on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, you may download the app. It is for free. The ANN team has several specific shows but I met them through the good yawning every morning, Monday through Friday. And is it 8 a.m. or 10 a.m.? 'Cause- Okay, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Kind of early for me because I'm in transit. I'm in New York City, but I do go back to the replay. And even when I'm sitting at my desk, you guys are still on at 10 o'clock. That's why I probably always think it's 10 o'clock. But okay. So I want to just go ahead and start because one thing that I learned about you, Elevator Bliss, I heard you once say, this is not the type of platform where we're going to sit here and tell you, well, this is what we're going to talk about today. And I learned from that. I learned from that because with Stereo app, you are able to do that. You don't have to give the agenda or the list or the content of what you're going to talk about. Because if you do that, then what's the point of, people be like, oh, that's not a topic I want to hear about, right? So just so you know, people are listening. People want to hear more. And what I do want to do today is just be patient with me because I did some visual work on the other platforms for them to see who you are also. Because everybody here on Stereo app, they know who you are. Most of them. Most of them don't. I don't know. But you are kind of famous, Elevator Bliss and Trip Tuesday and Junkie Dave and Meatballs. But maybe Meatballs, did Meatballs leave us a message? Hold on. Oh, and for those of you, yeah, for those leaving messages on Stereo, please know that these are going to be broadcast in other countries. So if you're not comfortable, please send me a message if you want me to cut your message off. Hi, Info Pete. Is that Info Pete? Like Info Pete? Why does he sound so? All right. Is that Meatball trying to? Is that Meatball trying to come in? Okay, that's fine. We're good. So I'm going to show the outsiders. Is that okay to call them the outsiders? A little bit
To what we say because this type of shit it happens every day. I woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning. I gave myself a stretcher. Woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning. Gave myself a stretcher. Morning yawning. Woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning. Gave myself a stretcher. Morning yawning. Fresh dressed like a million bucks. Fresh dressed like a million bucks. Fresh dressed like a million bucks. Fresh dressed like a million.
I have Junkie Dave on our other live platform, but it's echoing. So I put you back down, Junkie Dave, for a minute. So I know that I read a couple of informations and bios from each one of you, and I was still like, I know Elevator Bliss is like the host of A&N, and but because he's so good at like your team is one, right? And I think that's why people gravitate to your show because you don't feel like, oh, I'm the leader, or like I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Like I see all of you wherever you go, you're one team, you're one ANN group. And I appreciate that a lot. However, I do want to say that you, Elevator Bliss, was recently voted as Mr. Activist. And I just have a little clip to show those for for those who are out there who are not familiar with the stereo app and the stereo family, which is what you guys would consider it, just to get a glimpse of what that looks like.
Yo, shout out to my motherfucking bro, Elevated Bliss. Let's go.
Elevated bliss.
Power up, power up. Elevated bliss.
Got you.
Power the
Elevated
fuck up.
bliss.
Honest. Allegro.
Gonna be elevated bliss. I'm gonna go elevated bliss.
Elevated bliss.
Elevated bliss. Elevated bliss.
Hey, yo, you ain't even gotta read the name.
I'm literally everybody that voted. I mean, in all honesty, for me, it's confirmation, you know, of something that I've done so long in honor of my daughter in real life. So, an inspiration to continue. So, salute to everybody. Much love and appreciation. Facts.
That was half of the room that voted for you, to be honest. Okay, if y'all
Like,
calculating the votes, that was half of the room that voted and said
that was like 50 fucking votes.
Wow.
That's amazing. I love that show. And congratulations on that. And we will talk about a little bit more later on about the other accolades this group has accomplished through the A.N.N. So I do know that you have the good yawning, the victim's voice, strange truth, and moving with purpose, and a tribute exclusive. And recently you had a live with one of the stereo family members where I was in tears. I was crying listening to the story. But this is what you guys do. And this is what I consider a platform that is shareable through the Salty Coffee podcast. What do you have to say, Elevated Bliss? If you guys can just go ahead and briefly just summarize who you are. Like, you don't have to give your real names if you don't want to, but we would prefer if you do. Where you're from, what do you do outside from the stereo app? Just briefly, because I'm gonna have more questions for the group, and then you guys can answer it there. And individually, I will be introducing you guys as well. But give us a little bit elevated bliss of how A.N.N started.
I would say sometimes I function things are born. We were with a different brand there, tripping myself, and that just wasn't working. Through that tripping, I decided to, you know, do A&N and make sure everything was genuine and have a moral system, set of values. We do our best to follow them. You know what I mean? So definitely people to interact with the people that I get to every day. I mean, for sure.
So you,
but that's the way it started.
okay, so you started out with a group, but then you split. Is that pretty much what you're saying? But you guys create. Okay. That's perfectly fine, because sometimes we don't see ourselves following a mission, you know, within a group and a collective. And if you saw that that group was not going to be able to follow your mission, you know, or the purpose of it, absolutely. That's I appreciate you sharing that. How did you guys meet? Is that initially how you all met, or did you all meet through here on Stereo app?
I mean, we all met through here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, trip to the old brand was my first opportunity to meet her, or to even listen to her speak. You know, in any way, I had no idea. To a large degree, I was aware of her name, but as far as her as an individual, you know, and she came into the other brand, and you know, instant connection. You know, we really fed off each other. You know, as far as you know, being part of the upper management of that other brand. When I was just like, I'm Trips, like, bro, you done, I'm done. You know what I mean? And you know, we like, you want to start to do this? Like, absolutely. And you know, we did. And we back. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, you know, Junkie did. You know, Trip was aware of him musically. You know, through the app, and you know, would just be on him constantly to come into the talent, the show, and showcase. Morning Show after that, just hanging, seeing that, my rooms would be locked, just being a good dude, jump up and open up the room for me. You know what I mean? And it was natural for him to become, A&N family as a whole. And it's the greatest thing because so many other people get to see so many different sides. You know what I mean? Like specifically the Bible aspect. So, yeah, shout out to my brother and my sister, man. That's why I refuse to call it Mr. Morning Show. Because that show is successful because of it. That's why I'm constant, because I realize how important that energy is to that success.
I agree. And I see that. I see that you're a team player. You focus on the A&N. When you hear A&N, you have everybody is included, and I see that. Every time I come into any other room, or when you guys are sharing your experiences individually in other rooms, I see that as well. So, elevated bliss. Outside of the stereo, is there anything else you would like to share with us that you do as a community building? I'm very aware of most of the stuff that you do. You coach a baseball team or football?
Basketball.
Oh,
Basketball.
basketball. Go ahead,
Well,
tell us a little bit.
well, I don't, you know what it is. I don't coach any, but I did 9 years, coaching multiple levels, from second to fourth graders, and then as well as fifth and sixth graders, and youth basketball. Coached a couple seasons of baseball. Majority of my time was given to the youth basketball program where I live, and during that time, I lost my older brother to sickle cell anemia, and from that, of having to just recognize, certain children that had to overcome some obstacles, but are still out there giving 100%, 100% of the time. I just wanted to take that opportunity to recognize that, I'm doing, and we now for 8 years now. I don't coach anymore because my children are high school age, um, so I kind of have to be at their being a single parent as well. But um, yeah, I really look to do things in a child. I do a lot of that now, alongside Trip and Junkie Dave, a lot of the charity we do as far as A&N is concerned. So, um, yeah, man, still in a given place, just just pretty much what I do outside the app and what's on the app is the same individual.
So I know elevated bliss as usual when people acknowledge your kindness, your passion to help others. And when you talk to Junkie Dave, or when you're talking to Meatballs, or when you're talking to Trip Duce, or pretty much anyone who recently has been interviewed, because those are the ones that I have been participant in as an audience. I do have to say that you have an instant um response, not because you don't listen. You have an instant response because you feel what people say. And I want you to know that people are listening. And I do appreciate that about you because you acknowledge the person first, and then you don't judge, and you respond with such kindness. And I can't even explain it, but it's what people should really be getting as opposed to regular news, like regular CNN or the bullshit news, right? I came into your platform on a topic that was related to, you know, a real issue, a real issue where maybe the whole world didn't know where to go, what to do. And the reason why I listen to A&N in the morning is because you have people thinking. You have people actually doing research on their own. You give the facts. and collectively, I'm not talking about you, Elevated Bliss, for sure. But yeah, A&N as a whole. And you even have people coming in, and I'm going to ask these questions later to the entire group, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for no matter what's going on in your lives, you guys come up on stereo and you do what you got to do. Where people leave the room, they're coming out learning something. And if they're not learning something, they would at least go back out and say, "Hey, um damn, I got to research that. I got to make sure, you know, this is real." And speaking of real, we have your beautiful Trip Duce, who I consider your fact checker because she comes into rooms with the energy like, well, let me tell you what I learned, and this is how it goes. But I'm going to have a little clip that I have on the live on the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And welcome those who want to leave a comment, please do so. But let's hear what Trip Duce had to say one day.
Aren't we seeing that now? Everybody getting back into the precious metals game ordeal. You know, people are understanding that this currency of the dollar is fiat. Slowly gonna, what it's gonna look like is like, oh, the dollar crashed. You know, it's always gonna look like something negative, but in reality, it's a quantum transfer. It's like a transformation or a transition, I mean. Hey, so what's up to the panel? What up, Icon? What up, Salty Coffee? I hear you asking about this utility company, and from judging from what I know based off of commerce, utility companies are complicit in the fact that they're already been paid by our SESTA-QV trust.
Exactly.
So I'm going to read to you from the Maine Republic. This is a retired judge who wrote this article. He said that you may receive a monthly statement from a mortgage company, loan company, or utility company, which usually has already been paid. Facts, we have to know what it is that we are up against, and that is why it is the utmost importance to understand law. The real law, not the legal system, but common law, man's law, because it is our duty to put them on notice, the ones who infringe upon our constitutional rights. We need to know what part is operating in the legal system, which is only dealing with your corporate entity. It's only dealing with your straw man, your all caps.
Trip Duce. She came into my room and she just gave us the facts. That's right. Family. Family is the A.N.N team. Trip, I know a little bit about you, but I also know a lot about how you take your time, your busy schedule, family, and we could talk about that all day, every day. But how are you today? How do you feel being in this beautiful family? I hear it sometimes you want to cry when you express your appreciation for the team and how they support you and how you're influential with them and motivate them to do, you know, the fuck shit. I love it. You know I got the t-shirt, right?
Yes, you did. Oh my, totally did.
So tell
Shout
us
out to you for that.
tell us a little bit about
Man, okay,
everything you do. So this is what I wrote.
Yeah. The last 2 years have been it's all everything I'm gonna say is in the last. Sorry.
No, this is what I wrote. I wrote she's an artist, content creator, research, podcaster, website designer, and most important, she's a fact checker. So tell us.
Yes, you're right. I'm not gonna read any of that. I'm also a wife and a graphic designer. I can actually say that now. That's one of my goals that I attempted to do for a very long time, and I was able to achieve that in the last month through A&N. And like I said, the last 2 years is well, we started as a different, more like Liz mentioned, and but the energy was the same. The energy was real. The energy's been what it is organically from day one, you know. And I finally have people to call day one. It's not day one, but day one of a new beginning, you know. dope to connect with other people who are super dope and amazing. It's like because it's encouraging as well. It's encouraging for me to always do my best, and it's even more so encouraging that I'm accepted for who I am entirely, and then that allows me to grow. You know, videos just been able. It's just been an opportunity for everybody to like bear witness on everything happening. Like, I learned a lot. I've been learning a lot, like through Bliss, like his transparency and consistency. We have the tools that I'm really working at today to exercise. You know, Junkie Dave, hands down, it was the artistry, right? As being a music artist, Junkie Dave, but it's beyond that, of course, obviously, because we've had several, if not a whole goddamn half of conversations outside of music. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the blessing because I'm able to exercise the path where I was able to before, which is to reach out or to just allow reaching in, like somebody's reaching out to me. You know what I mean? So that allowed for that to happen. And that either I would have been able to exercise growth in this way last few years. And it's a family ordeal for real, for real. Like not only are we a stereo family or just, stereo family or family, whatever. But in my home, like my husband is involved, my kids are involved in the whole deal because they understand when I'm podcasting that there's this to it every time. Because it's often, you know what I mean? And I used to get shit from not directly, but indirectly. They would tell their dad, and that's when you know that they just don't want to upset you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of they really mean it. Like they really are being affected, and I just so I knew that I had a purpose going on, and a lot of things are not going to happen for this to just go astray, because of something handled, which is the inner thoughts that I have of myself. It would if that learning how to do that more often too for situations like that has allowed me to accept myself and have my family be involved, where they don't being put to the wayside. You know what I mean? So right. My kids understand when it's podcast time, they talk to me, but they get that extra me time when and not podcast, mommy time. So it's been dope. It's been good. It's so good. I also run a business with my mom.
I know.
And we take care of especially disabled adults. Male only. And female before, and she fucking fucked the place up. Sorry. Am I not supposed to be cussing like?
That's fine. We can edit it later.
Okay. No, but
Excuse me. 1 second, Trip. 1 second.
We're trying to get meatballs, right?
Messaging me. No, I have people keep messaging.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They keep getting kicked out. Like they're trying to come in and they keep getting kicked out.
I have no idea what that is. I was kicked out of my own show.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because we're not all up here, maybe. Like if me comes in, maybe the link will be good. I don't know. That's just no. But the great thing about it is that something's streaming on that part right now. Anyway.
On the website, yeah. If you go to the website on the link above, I think Livewire. Can I play his message? Maybe he has something.
Yeah.
Shout out to the room. Keep give me a salty coffee, Bliss, Trip, Junkie, A.N.N. Y'all already.
Because he's on YouTube.
He's on YouTube. Yeah.
So Trip, so clearly you know how to balance, family, love, relationship, work, children, and just being you. So I appreciate that. I do appreciate. I hope that you know that everything you're doing to the entire team is not going to waste. People are listening. People are sharing your information, sharing your website, and I learned if I learned anything from the A.N.N, it's never about the numbers. It's never about it should never be about that. It should be about the content that you provide and the people that's gonna need it and listen to it, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna have questions for all of you, but I want to introduce Mr. Junkie Dave like this.
Okay.
Junkie Dave for Rap God. Yeah.
Okay.
My vote goes to Junkie Dave.
Oh
Oh
shit.
wow.
Oh shit.
Junkie Dave.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I am going with Junkie Dave, know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
Damn.
Wow.
Shout out to
Dang.
everybody that voted. I definitely didn't expect this. Crazy talent in the category. Shout out to everybody in the category. You will definitely be hearing Junkie Dave with every one of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Either way, this would have gone. They deserved it for sure. Much love, much appreciation. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all for throwing this thing together, man. It was just cool to witness the love being passed.
Junkie Dave, what do you have to say for yourself, sir? Let me see what I wrote about Junkie Dave. Hold on, because I did a little research. I'm learning. I'm learning. Podcaster, rapper, producer, gems of the week, and you sell your own merchandise. Your music is amazing. I voted for you. My voice was on there. Junkie Dave. How are you, Junkie Dave? What's going on?
Spiritually, physically, I'm a little under the weather.
Okay.
You probably call it. It's like been a great journey. I got on. I initially got on this platform just to promote my music. I'm not real social, so I think you don't have to be on camera to have it. My name was a hindrance in the beginning. Most apps, they see Junkie Dave, they automatically think of drugs. So when I come on and I can introduce myself as Big Music Dave, it helps. It helps to ease that conversation. They're like, "Oh, music," and that's how I got to A.N.N. I've seen a couple of their shows earlier. I seen they were having a talent show, so I was like, all right, this would be a good place. Sure. I did. There was a lot in there, a lot of talent. These guys showed me love and support. Liz, Trey, Meatballs was up there. They just showed love and support. I felt welcome. I like it. I seen the next day I seen Liz on. I see what they talk about. As soon as I stepped in there, Chris started doing this guitar. I'm like, what the hell? That's the kind of vibe it was. Started back. Everybody was just laughing. But getting upset. I'm like, oh, all right. And then the rest was history. Just started showing up. A.N.N. helped me to not just be a circus act in the beginning. Because everybody was just like, Junkie Dave, sing this. Junkie Dave, sing this. And every time I stepped into an A&M platform that wasn't the talent show, nobody said anything about music. Just talking about me. That's my opinions on things. I'm like, oh, I like this. The rest was history.
And when Elevator Bliss sits there and tells you the truth, and then you stand in the corner and cry. No, I'm just kidding. You got scared, Junkie Dave? Come on now.
Everybody got Brian couple myself.
No, I honestly believe you do a service to all of us, Elevated Bliss, when you tell us the truth. You know, not a lot of people can handle that. Not a lot of people can handle the truth. But Junkie Dave, your music is amazing. Just for you, That's my favorite. Is it just for you? Yeah, just for you. And on Spotify, if you go to Salty Coffee, and for those of you that are listening, I created an A&N team playlist, and your music is in there. I think I wrote it down. I'm horrible with remembering things, but that comes with age, I guess. But you have a "Watch Me Fly" is your last, most recent, correct? Single. Um.
That was that's the whole team project.
Okay.
The beat was produced by our very own Meatballs, aka Big Legendary Duke Beats. So, if you like that beat, that's definitely me.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, it wasn't just for
art.
you. It was junky for you. That's my favorite. That's my favorite song.
I had to write that because of my name as well. Like, okay, Junkie. I'm about to flip the meaning of this. Junkie for you. With the crew. But yeah, the Watch Me Fly, the cover art designed by
Beautiful.
and it was premiered on Station Head on the list. They elevated this station on there.
Mhm.
First time it premiered. As soon as it dropped on midnight, it was just a family event, all the way around. It's pretty dope.
That's awesome. And you are a spiritual person. When do you find time to sit down and have this music? Because your music is totally not junky at all, in my opinion. But it's like you said earlier. People have, and we live through life. At least the people in our 50s, and I have to repeat that because, you know, so many people my age are losing so much in touch of what's really going on in the world, that we're so conditioned to, being indoctrinated. And I've learned a lot from younger people like you, Junkie, that, words have definitions, but they also have multiple meanings. And when I was playing on Station Head, a gospel, you were in there, and I was like, "What is Junkie Dave doing here?" And it wasn't that I was trying to judge you or anything. I thought that was not weird or anything. I was like, "Wow, he's actually in here listening to gospel music." But I appreciate it, and I'm not a religious person at all. I listen to all kinds of music. Yeah. So, and I'm glad.
I used to be religious.
Yeah. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, But
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
no, no,
We'll find
no.
out.
You know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with switching and changing and evolving into, yeah, finding yourself. But thank you for sharing your music. Congratulations on Rap God, because you deserve it. Um and is Meatballs coming? Because I have uh Meatballs. I'm gonna have a little Meatballs moment.
Meatballs answer. Hold on. Let Meatballs get his answer first, because that's
Yeah,
fair.
I think,
You
yeah, I
posed the question to both
think,
of us. That's just my
yeah.
opinion.
I mean, I put it this way: I wouldn't even go to any of that quite yet, bro. I wouldn't even start talking about ice wall or the treaty or any of that. Although I agree with all of that, right? But like, what else can we tell people besides edifying them, right? I think that was the question, right? Like, what else besides just waking people up can we accomplish, bro? And that's a great question. If that, you know what I mean? If that was, but
Meatballs, welcome, welcome. How are you? I know you and I don't speak much, or we've never really met. You probably never heard any of my podcasts on stereo, and that's fine. But I heard your beats on your website, and I have to say, you have a gift of sound all the way from Baltimore. Meatballs, how are you?
All is well, Santi Copy. It's Ali. chance to talk to you. I have seen you around stereo. I've actually heard you around. Yeah, I've been kind of chilling on stereo a lot. I got a allowance, so I've been handling all of that. Keeping the home front all together. It's great to finally be up here with everyone.
I know.
I appreciate the kind words as well. Thank you.
Yeah. So just so you all know, the ANN merch.art website will be on the Salty Coffee page for entire year. Junkie Dave, your link, I clicked it today, but it was off. So hopefully you can get it back on. But I will share your Spotify link and any links that you guys have. Meatballs, you have your Beat Stars, legendary Duke Beats. I'm going to put that up because your stuff is amazing. And sometimes I feel like, man, why is it?
Wow.
He's just giving the stuff for free. Why is it get like?
You're so
Huh? What happened?
happy.
Yeah,
You say
no.
all this connecting, this networking is super dope.
Well, that's what
Around
yeah.
energy.
That's what Salty Coffee does. I mean, that's what we do. I go out, I listen, I pay attention, and for free, I share your information. Um, but tell us a little bit about yourself, Meatballs. Like, how were you introduced into the ANN? How have you been inspired and motivated to do the talk with them and be part of the team?
Man, well, that's a long time coming. So I don't know. You had this publicity towards it. There was formerly a group called UPC,
Yes.
right? And we've been around since pretty much day one. So I've been on stereo pretty much from the very beginning. We had a group, and it was called UPC. We did a lot of talks about COVID, healthcare, and just mainly conspiratorial topics, right? So we did a lot of that, and then Bliss came onto the team, and we transitioned over there. It went smoothly, and yeah, we've been doing it. Been doing it since. It's a beautiful thing.
And I know you have a family, a brand new family member included. How do you balance like all of your stuff with work? Because I'm sure all of you guys work like paying a living wage job, and then you do all of this on the side. But I'm specifically asking Meatballs, because where do you get your inspiration to do the beats that you do, and how often do you sit down to do it?
Well, as far as making beats goes, whenever I get that feeling or that vibe, or like I hear a beat off something that I mess around with myself, I'll sit down and make some time for it. That's right. The end of the schedules and how all of that goes together, I leave that up to Trip and my brothers. They're good at keeping all of that stuff. They keep it running like a well-oiled machine. So I just do my thing. My kids, my brothers and sisters, and we share our perspective on certain things that I had in the day. And yeah, shows every Friday night at 9. I come to the morning shows and uh, just hang out with them. They handle most of the scheduling and they make sure that everything runs smoothly. I just come here to do my part. That's all. I let them handle the ins and outs of work. They good at all that stuff. So.
Well, that's awesome. So I'm gonna mention two people from the ANN family that provide. I mean, when I say these two people give great details of the information based on the topic on your show, I mean, there's no way that you're gonna not know who they are when I play this.
Lady B.
Grand evening to you, Mr. Bliss. How are you? Grand evening to you, Mr. Meatballs. Hope all is well. Also, grand evening to all the ladies and gentlemen inside the chamber. I'll be quietly sitting off in the corner listening in to the topic of discussion being conducted inside the A.N.N chamber, and if I'm compelled to speak at any given point in time, you'll definitely hear from me.
Much love, Lady B.
Everyone knows Lady B.
Lady B.
And if you guys can please send me the link for her Patreon because I have not been able to find her on there. Just if you could send me the link, I appreciate that so I can post it as well.
Sure. Can you please send that over, beloved?
What do you guys feel about her inclusion in the A&M? Like who designed her jacket first of all? Was it Trip Duce?
Trip is everything.
Trip is everything. That figure.
Trip's the world. Man.
Trip is the world. That jacket, and I only waited because I was like, let me order the T-shirt first, and I'm gonna get the jacket. But if you guys have not visited the ANNmerch.art website and saw the Lady B jacket, um, I don't know what to tell you, but you're missing out. That jacket is amazing, Trip, and I love the design. It has her quote in the back, and it has a bomb in the front that's split. Can you tell us a little bit about that design?
And it's the brain also.
Oh, it's the brain. Okay.
Lady B dropping bombs.
She does. And you have a.
He has such blessing. Oh my God! Don't call her the oracle, the A&N oracle.
Absolutely.
There's something about B and her energy, her essence, her elimination process, her elimination process, the whole chain. Like there's nobody can do that the way that he does. And it gives us so much source material for one, and also like that guidance is rare. So
absolutely,
I appreciate it.
No, she is. She is a person that when she's in the room, I stay and listen for a little bit more. But
I sent you the link, so
I got it. Thank you. And if it's okay with her and you guys,
the link to her Patreon?
Yes, I will add that to the Salty Coffee web page.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then
thank you for everything.
We have one message. I do not know who this person is, but if you can look at it, Elevated Bliss, just let me know. But here's another person who gives also the facts, and he's very quiet. He's very, but he's on your page, and and I don't know who designed the sneaker, but here he is.
And I've just been noticing a lot of the misconceptions that I think that if we just allow ourselves a few small moments to just really weigh in on what are some of the things, what is Doc talking about? What is this power is the people? What is this nationality?
Power up, Dr. Bay. And you guys have a real nice pair of sneakers up in there on your page. That
yeah.
I'm gonna have to hire Trip to, put some makeup on my
Those
avatar
are the
here.
tributes. No, those are the tribute merch that definitely
Inspired you to.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely are very dedicated. Yeah, inspired, dedicated to the it's merch of who it is,
And much like the Doc brings an element of energy. And if we just take a step back to individuals, it shows us example of the divine masculine as well as the divine feminine. You know what I mean? We have the ability to operate both of those aspects. So, they're definitely, they're definitely the elders of them, for all of us. And, I'm just thankful that we have to see that, and recognize and appreciate and let, and take the guidance and be able to push forward. So, a lot of that comes from Bay, a lot of that comes from Lady B, and not because they tell us to operate a certain way, but just their example, you know what I mean, as leaders. So, and to speak to the leader aspect, of all leaders, real leaders teach other people to be leaders, and that's what I does, that's what I do, that's what Trip does, that's what Chuck Gabe does, and it's just on stereos what people does. We do for the children, we do for people that are around so we just try and create more leaders. So we're all leaders.
So we have a message on YouTube. A lady bomber spots. Is that her?
Yes.
Okay. Grand afternoon to everyone in the chamber.
Room is open now. The room is open.
Okay, she's okay. The room is open now.
Hey, so was it the fact that Meatballs had to connect also?
Yeah.
I think so, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, because he was on the original. Yeah, he was on the original. So when he didn't come in right away, now the room will be open. Yeah, now the room will be open. Things
Awesome.
we've experienced, A&N members.
So what do we need to do, and what email should we send the stereo app administration so that can, what do you have to do? You have to remove the person?
No, I really now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I mean, when it happened, the best thing to do really is to end the show right with somebody and then just restart right away, so the room opens up right away. We're really sure tripping off. That's what we're happening. We were discussing it in the back channel. We are used to seeing it. So I do apologize, on behalf of the Soul Podcast and A&N as well for anybody who experienced, difficulties coming into the room. But it's not something that either side, prevent. So we appreciate everybody sticking with us and coming back in now.
So here's going to be a set of questions that I'm going to ask, and then allow each one of you individually to answer. So, what do you guys think is the most important topic right now from your overall show? Like, what is the hot topic for you guys?
For me, the Doc, if you look at Doc's message and then look at the info that Lady B provides, Lady B's information is kind of blueprint to what Doc is saying, which is powers to people and overall collective. So, it's important that our overall messages are about self-love and a lot of the things that are important to building one up, to love outside, to bring, humanity closer together in all of these situations of devices that get put up on a daily basis.
Right.
So I would say unity personally, connectivity is human.
What about you, Trip?
Me personally, that because our message is always about to that, my personal angle to that would be to know thyself. Like that's what I seem to always just continue to talk to the chamber. It's like somehow goes there every time.
And I want to ask, I know Junkie Dave is not feeling well, but if you want to say ditto, I agree. But maybe in the next question you can answer first, and then we'll go in reverse. What do you think would be the most important topic right now, for the A&N that you realize is like a hot topic?
I don't know about hot topic. Oh, topic?
Okay.
The most important is self-love. For me personally, I think self-love is like all have the same nature, idea, and just hit from different angles. You have come with facts, come with different methods, come with spirituality, come with all types of different things, voices. Same thing with self-love, love yourself enough. You know what I mean? There's so many aspects. Me personally, it would be the self-love. But hot topic,
okay.
Yeah. And that's the good answer to look at both aspects. That was a great answer.
And with that it's being said, how do you respond to people who resist? What is your like? Do you all get together and have meetings? And which I know you don't, Elevator Bliss. I know you don't. All I know is that you get together and make. But how do you hit them with the truth? But then again, you know that you have to diligently be slow because not everybody thinks like you do, right? Like you have to know and understand that. And sometimes you let it go because you have to let it go. But how do you respond individually? I'm asking this. How do you guys respond? Like, do you get anxious? I know Trip may get anxious and be like, "Oh, that's what it is."
Yes, I mean, for me, it's an energy exchange now at this point. Like, if it's not happening, it's not taking an energy exchange that even is something that I can benefit when it comes down to it, you know?
Right.
Then I just don't engage in that kind of dissemination. I used to jump into just any random manifesting a title or like a controversial title or just like, you know, like my talk, American talk shit me. So there's always something that people can either agree with or just talk about. So I used to just like be, you know, shit. And I would get that energy like response in my own life. You know, like more obstacles, but things would just seem harder or under, you know. So it's like for me finding the path, like stuff I know I'm actually resonating with.
Right.
Like a lot of the times because I'm not sure about where I'm resonating, but just to know myself more and more, understand and like be honest to myself, I can kind of like understand what I'm dealing with. So I can literally stop or just switch the energy around. We can. Don't let's say individual answer to that shit.
JD.
Well, how do you respond to how do you respond to people who resist the facts that you're presenting on your talk? Or do you not answer or you tell them, hey, that's your opinion? Like, you're a very calm person and I could see that happening. But you tell me, how do you like do you get nervous because there's no doubt that you all follow the mission of A.N.N. There's no doubt about that. You all collectively think as one. But how do you feel when you're getting resistance within a talk?
It depends on um like, there's times that me and Bliss didn't agree or didn't see eye to eye, or we didn't see eye to eye and have a conversation. You know what I mean? So if you're willing to have a conversation, then that's what we do. If you want to be like control, we have a response for that as well.
Good.
Um, if you, it just depends on the energy. It's hard to disagree with us because you're not technically disagreeing with us, you're disagreeing with that. You know what I mean?
That part.
We're not giving opinions. We're not like,
Right.
I feel like we're like, no, you want to go with science? Well, it's not. People that say this, you want to argue and this is kind of foolish. This is what it is. You know what I mean? You don't deal in theories. That's what this is.
Okay.
Theories. You do facts and evidence.
And when all that hits them, they're like, "Yeah, well, you're crazy. You're crazy."
You don't have to.
Right.
Once you just take our word, that's not what we want. Go research. If we're talking about something, first thing because I'm a Bible, the first thing I ask is, do you believe the Bible? Do you believe in God? If you don't, I'm not going to present anything biblical because that defeats the purpose. So I'm going to come from a different.
then I'm stuff from that. Believe in science, and we can get it right. Whatever you believe in, we're gonna meet you right there. For the most
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree with everything that Junkie Dave and Trip said. And I think, for me personally, when I first came on, I was impressed. When you know you're right, you know you're right. And just because you know you're right, you still, have a certain responsibility to disseminate the information properly. And, shoving that type of information or any type of information into somebody's face won't necessarily teach them anything. It doesn't matter how right you are. So, that over time kind of realize that dissemination of the information was A, the most important thing, and B, only real responsibility. You know what I mean? It's not my responsibility to believe for anyone else. My own responsibility is to make myself a believer of whatever information, proper research, proper discernment, to whatever information I'm processing. And then at that point, once I'm a believer in it, then I'll have a conversation based on the information, not based on my opinion, but based on the information that we're presenting. And then people to decide for themselves, is it worth them researching further? Is it worth them, looking into some of the things that we're talking about? We can make people believe anything at any time. It doesn't matter how much information we have. It's up to each individual to make themselves a believer in anything. Nobody can ride a bike until they pedal a few pedals the first time. You know what I mean? So, people have to do that for themselves.
real quick, I want to ask Salty Coffee. You said it a couple times that when we operate, we all follow the A&N type of mentality. But I think what makes this so dope is that none of us are following that because it's A&N's thing.
Right.
Or there was A&N, we were already walking. And that's why everything happened so organically. There was no recruit, and there was nothing. It just happened because we were all walking in the same direction. We all were seeking truth. We all seeking love. So when we operate in things that represent it, that we're operating in what makes us individually.
And I also think, JD, that people don't realize we're perfectly fine with discourse. We're perfectly fine.
Right.
Two sides of a perspective. And I think that's one thing that people misunderstand is you have one side of a coin screaming, don't look at the other side, don't look at the other side. And then you have another side of the coin, which we happen to stand on, who says, yo, pay attention to both sides of the coin and make a decision for yourself. And that's always been our message. We've never told anybody, yo, you have to believe anything. You know what I mean? It's look at the information that's presented over here by one side and look at the information over here that's presented on another side. That's how you make an educated decision for yourself. That's how you become a free thinker. It doesn't matter if your choice is right, wrong. At the end of the day, at least you take that mistake, learn from it, you grow from it. Yeah. But it was your decision. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's really what it's all about.
When helping, is Meatballs? Meatballs, do you want to?
Yeah, Meatballs is back. Meatballs. And Meatballs is dealing with people, you know what I mean, that do that. So I want to rephrase the question for him. Okay. Salty Call, so you can answer.
How do you respond when people resist your whenever you're having a conversation on the A&N team with the A&N team? How do you respond to people who resist to the information that you're providing them? Or do you even respond?
Yeah, I was just about to say, for me, I really, I kind of always keep in mind myself that I was there at some point in my life, where I didn't understand what it was that I was talking about, right? So I kind of just remain calm. I don't really get worked up. And, man, Bliss, we good way to, we kind of feed off each other's energy because I like to just science, right? I just stick to the science of the conversation, right? So when people disagree with me, call me crazy, and I'm just a conspiracy theorist and XYZ, whatever they do, they're not arguing junk. They're arguing with, what's being presented by some of the people they claim to trust and base all of their beliefs upon. So, it's not me poking my chest out and saying I'm right or wrong. It's just saying we have a problem here, and to move forward and understand why, we can't get to an agreement on this. Never really. I don't get worked up. I don't get frustrated. I don't do the arguing. I've been on panels with 4 or 5 people, and they all calling me crazy. The entire audience calling me crazy. I'm all right with that, because I remember that I was there at one point in my life and all these things. So, I just try to, stick to my foundation, stick to the truth of what I see that's important, and try to find out new wake people up to drop a seed that may make them think about what I'm saying. And come back maybe time and say I've looked into that, and we can pick it up from there. But wait is a process, and you're not going to get it overnight. It's something that's going to have to be progressive. Like Junk Dave said, we all been on a journey in here, and we all wake up at our own pace. So I think that remaining calm in the situation, not arguing, not being disrespectful, because that right there, it defeats the purpose of the entire conversation. Because we're here to enlighten each other, right? To make the world a better place. And I think that drop seeds of truth, wherever we go, to whoever I do it on stereo, I do this in the real world, and people act the same way. You're crazy. But they just have a less of a, and on the internet world, it's much easier to call someone crazy and just jump out there. When you're in person, it doesn't go the same way. And you see that, what we're talking about, people are really questioning a lot of things that are going on right now. So it's a big opportunity for these type of conversations to be had, and just remain calm, stick to what you know. If you feel as if you know what you're talking about, search, do your discernment, and you should be able to present that in a particular way. So yeah, just remain humble. That's my motto.
That's dope. That's dope. And I just want to actually, because depending on how we react, if we react in an emotional way, we can do a disservice to what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Which is spread the truth and spread information. So discernment is definitely important. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, bro, for sure. Yeah, I mean, who wants to get into a back and forth, y'all, a disrespectful conversation, right? About,
there's no solution.
No solution in
you know
that.
what I mean? If both people on opposite sides believe that they're 100% right, and the objective is to get the other person to understand, then the conversation should be had with a solution-based, thought process. If we're having it with just the solution, you have to think like me instead of maybe I have to get this person like me. Paul said when he was at a certain point and realizing, okay, maybe today is enough for this, maybe tomorrow is enough for this. I think I said at the trip the other day in the talk, was like at a certain point in the talk, and then something she said was kind of an elevated state of the conversation, and I'm like, just hold for 1 second. I agree with you 1,000%, but let's bring them up a little bit level of understanding before we hit that point home. You know what I mean? So some got to bring the conversation along a little at a time. It's not necessarily to take it all now, and that's what I mean by shoving things in people's faces. Having information in front of them, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get it. And everybody is. So you may have 15 people in your room. Those are 10, 15 different individuals. You know what I mean? So you're not going to reach everybody in the same way. Like Dave said, somebody may be looking at it from a spiritual aspect. Be looking at it from a scientific aspect. Somebody may be looking at it from a logical aspect. And I think the difficulty in it is, speaking to the multitude of people's. I constantly say, if you don't learn to speak to the masses, you're going to be speaking to their head, because nobody's going to want to hear what you have to say anyway. So.
Thank you for that. You guys made it very clear how you respond individually and as a group, and I appreciate that. So before I go into my last question, I'm gonna play this message. I thought I saw two, and now I see one. So I don't know what happened.
I got rid of
Okay.
that.
I kept on getting kicked out over and over and over, but I hope I think it's good. Everybody on the platform, Elevated Bliss, Trip Tuesday, Junkie Dave, Salty Coffee, and Meatball. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. AB, oh my goodness, I love her. She's so articulate with her words. When she reads, she doesn't skip a beat. Her voice is wonderful as well. So yeah, Lady B is amazing.
Absolutely. Shout out to Lady B. Absolutely.
And there's one more, but
Got
I'm
one
not
more
sure
down there.
who that is. And I saw what they said, so I don't know if it's okay with you. I'll play it.
I mean, you can play it.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is either.
Electric cars or ice. Hey, can you pick me up, please?
Okay.
Yeah, he said, "Can you pick me up?"
We can lift you up today by giving you the information you're gonna need about the A.N.N show. Visit ANNmerch.art. How about that? So my last question is this. So we've all observed the A.N.N team and how you've all grown, and with all the episodes you have and all the people you've included and interviewed within the morning show, Good Yawning, um, the fuck truth. I'm sorry. The trips,
American fuck shit.
American fuck shit. Victim's Voice, Strange Truth, and Moving with a Purpose. Where do you see, if you care to share, the A.N.N growing in the next few years? Where do you go from here?
Wherever we feel like going. First of all, we're in control of our own destiny, and as a collective as well, we do a great job bouncing and balancing things off of each other. I think now the next immediate step for us is the Alliance Music Group. Again, based off all of our own abilities, trips, ability with cover art and visuals, people with producing, Dave with engineering and writing, me with writing and promoting. We all have, extremely strong attributes, that are going to be the success of, our streaming services that we're going to be able to off just ourselves, but other people, just like we do the A&N merch, and creating with other content creators in that aspect. So the same as as far as the Alliance Music Group. So, shout out to the entire man that's a part of that process. Shout out to Doc Bay for the name, the Alliance Music Group. But yeah, man, I mean, sky's the limit, man. As long as we can operate, in love and the great energy that we operate in. There's no cutthroatness. There's no backbiting. Like I said, nobody feels like they're not a leader, and we all understand that in some way, shape, or fashion, meeting each other at the same time. So, yeah, man, as long as we continue to operate in love, man, I would say, well, the firmament. That's where we go. The first the limit. That's what we're looking for.
Balls and back. That's a shirt right there. I would 1,000
to the front and back. And this is how a lot of our merch ideas are born. Like, we'll just be sitting in the middle of a conversation, and that's how the no PhDs, only PDF shirt was born.
I love that.
All of the ideas are born from organics, like whether it's Trip sitting behind the thing organically, us sitting in the talk organically, or me hitting Trip up like, yo, this idea is crazy. Like, we just make things come to life through such an organic process. It's so dope. There's great energy, and it's all done in love. You know what I mean? Above and beyond everything. So, and yeah, there's a lot of people that, look at us the aspect or want to it's in a negative aspect, but I mean, sometimes that comes down to another individual and their own inferiority complexes, you know, and that's why they try to impose themselves over other people. You know what I mean? You know, A.N.N never been the type to be imposed on in any way in conversation, or any aspect of life for that matter. We're all fighters who overcome a lot of shit in our lives. So for us to sit here in the humble states that we sit in, you know, it's purposeful. You know, purposeful because we made a decision to grow as individuals, and now we choose to as a collective. But you know, in any dissemination of information, you know, the aspect of life, you know, levels of intimidation, you know, they don't fall here. You know, they bounce off.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that clear as well.
So just so you know, before you say, before you respond to this, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm sharing on the other outside live. I'm sharing the website so people can see what you're talking about when you say, you know, the PhD, PDF. Yeah. So it's people can see the website as you're speaking. But go ahead.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much for that. That really means a lot. Yeah, I put in a lot of work, but it's funny because we always mention this all the time. Like your passion and you're able to provide spiritual like that because
you break a little bit, Mama.
Oh my God, there's a bee next to me. Hold on.
She's getting attacked, people. Apologize.
Okay.
They said that there was a buzz around A.N.N.
Alley-oop. No, like organic, right? That shit is, it means so much to really pay tribute as you're looking at on the website. It means a lot because it's artistically to make that energy exchange known. How great we are when we have our forces together. You know, that's what I hope to present when it comes to anybody viewing or going to the website, from the merch design to it all. How it's
you breaking up, Trippy.
No.
You get good space, baby girl.
How about now?
Sound fine now. Let me see. So,
Oh, I was there waiting.
no, I mean, you're still popping a little bit, but go ahead.
Okay, I know where I can be. Good now.
Right? Yes. Yes.
I forget everything I said. No. Everything organic has been what it is. So thank God we understand energy is my whole point. Thank God we're all like who mentioned it? Was it Junkie Dave? Said that at a level of self knowledge and grown. And we've arrived together, a collective at this time, and it's super dope. You can't. It's like you can't, or at least I can't. Really, driving.
You're breaking up, baby. You're supposed to have good technology. Wi-Fi. Some things are definitely responsible for.
That's okay. If she comes out and comes back in, how does that work? Or does anybody else want to comment on where they see themselves in the next couple of?
That was the actual. I'm sorry.
You guys have the good yawning. You guys have the good yawning joggers. I'm thinking we should have a party where everybody purchases them and then we just go on the show and listen to you guys. No, I mean they're really nice.
Thank you.
They're really, really nice.
That would be dope. I'm with that. Let's have a good yawn and jogger party. Order your good yawn and jogger. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have a yawn and jogger. I'm with it.
And I don't know about that. Talking about running or jogging. Sorry.
We said the joggers. We were talking about sweatpants.
Yeah. The Junkie Dave jacket.
I don't know. Like,
it's amazing.
The yawning is so.
Oh, the hoodie. Yeah, the Junkie Dave hoodie.
Dave hoodie is,
that just shows Tripp's love talent. My goodness.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Designed by Trip. Yeah. Cause I went through a lot of issues with the name Junkie Dave. It turned so many people off. I didn't say anything to Trip. She
who
just
you
did it
talking
on her
to?
own.
Look at me with salty
She's
coffee.
like, man, Dave, that's not so bad. You know what I mean? When people are like, hide your needles.
Oh wow.
Like somebody
record needles. Record needles.
Yeah, put
like,
the needle on the record.
We're talking about record players. Yeah, we're talking about record players.
Yeah, I got a lot of weird comments. Like even in that clip that you played, people were like, Junkie Dave. Like that wasn't a thing when I first came on. Like when I would pop into a room, be like, oh, that's a I don't want to call you that. Okay?
Right.
So now they see the name and they changed it. That was into the Junkie Dave and the way that people respond now, love instead of with like being put off by it. So I think that as far as where I see us going, there's no including the firmament past that. We go because we reach in the heavenly places. You know what I mean? Like
facts.
We going,
absolutely.
Yeah, we going past that. You know what I mean? So because everything is done through love, and I think that's dope. Like everything that we are doing individually. Stop using that word. It's a habit. But shout out to Doc Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps getting on me about that one. But like indivisible. So Doc Day for that. But yeah, on our own journeys and collectively, there's nothing that can stop us. It's just because it's not about per se. You know what I mean? It's about the duality of and others. You know what I mean? That ultimate love. So anything that we do, it just grows, and it's better and bigger than the last thing we've done. It's more people involved, and the level of everything is just growing. So there's only limit, which is exciting. You know what I mean?
Anything?
Yeah, we'll probably be everywhere.
Where would I see myself? And what was the question again?
Within the team, do you see yourself growing? Do you see yourself bringing in more people that can contribute, to the A.N.N? What do you see in the next few years that you probably already see and you're probably already in it? So how do you feel like you're gonna grow within the next few years within A.N.N?
Oh, just personal growth for myself. I definitely. And yeah, we just like good energy. We like good people. That's what I started from, like for real. That's it's like this all started from us trying. We care about people. I just put it that way. Like, I mean, these people on this stage right here, like this is my brother, right? We met on an ad. You feel me? I come from a real cold place, right, where people don't really show you no love, and everybody ain't mugging and looking to step on your toes to come up. So I genuineness from my heart, man. Everybody on this app, to the people in the audience, showed me so much love, and I mean, just for me to be able to come on here and share my story of what's happening, what's going on in my life, and for all these people to come out the wood and to bless me the way they did, and just to give me these kind words, and to ease my little bit, I can't even begin to explain to y'all how important that was. I'm gonna remember that. Just the love is crazy, man. And yeah, I found family, and something I ain't find in the real world. I got my girl and my family. That's my, but I got an extended family right here. So whatever happens in the years, I know it's only up for here. But I'm grateful and blessed to to position, and to have good people around me. So yeah, we always looking to grow, man. We just want good energy, and yeah, I'll say that much right there.
Absolutely. And speaking of good people, and you asked the question of, adding, shout out to Livewire, shout out to TT Wolf, Tammy Butler, Twix, all people who last week, came a part of the A.N.N movement. And again, it's not because it's in agreement with what some individuals that are part of that great interchange feel. Just because, everybody could have a different opinion, good people. Just because you have a difference of an opinion doesn't make somebody a bad person. Right. So, anybody who's a part of A.N.N is somebody who can bring a level of love, to that, and it's all about, collecting positive energy in one place and being able to push energy out as a collective power in numbers, a collective in light. So the more we come together as the masses, the more we can illuminate, each other. You know what I mean? So it's really what it's all about. So a shout out to the people that, board A&N as well. Jersey, Twigs.
Thank you. I'm going to play these 3 messages, and then we will close it out.
What up, Elevated Bliss, Trip Day, Junkie Dave, Salty Coffee, and Meatball? How are you people doing on this fine hour? And is that Bryce? Shout out to Bryce.
Amazing, I'm feeling the vibe. Life in the basement, now I'm on the rise. Watch me fly, watch me get it like I'm feeling the vibe. I just started from the
Shout out to Junkie Dave. Everywhere stream his music anywhere you can. That's what's up. I'm here.
Is that Bryce?
Is that Bryce? Oh man, I had myself on mute. I was dancing and singing, and I'm like, I'm on mute. Yeah, that little, I'm feeling amazing. It's just like it gives you chills, because it really brightens up your spirits at the time. No matter how you're feeling, it's amazing. I mean, it's a beautiful song, and thank you for sharing it with all of us. If you have Spotify, that's where I hear it. I guess in iTunes, you're on all over the place.
Yeah, iTunes, Apple Music, Napster, Heart Radio, Pandora, everything.
Instagram Reels.
Even your Instagram, yeah.
I got you, B. YouTube Shorts. Go get it.
I remember Junkie Dave, like, you can find me anywhere. Junkie Dave, just Google it. I was like, yeah, I can find you, but I couldn't leave you an email message. That's what I was like, oh man.
Yes, Junkie Dave's hoodie, amazing. That's going to be my next purchase. But I did purchase and the Good Yawning hoodie, which I don't know if you guys saw that order. But anyway, next one is Junkie Dave's.
And Banduce is the very first winner of Segway Kings and Queens last Saturday night for getting the most answers right during the game. Please, I'm live from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until about 1 a.m. The game usually goes down around 10 p.m. But yeah, man, come tap for a chance to win free merch. So, Salty Coffee won a custom Trip Duce design, a Trippy Creation design notebook. So she'll be receiving that shortly when Trip's done with the design process of it. So shout out to her for being the first winner, and we appreciate you for your purchase as well. Thank you.
And for excitement, right? The energy excitement and like that. We're
Facts.
the ski trip or the mines trip.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's hold that because we'll get into that before we close out. Oh, well, we here. I thought there were more bubbles. Not go ahead. Talk about it.
Tuesday, a collaboration meeting of the minds shirt that we want to be able to have as everybody. So it's
can you find a good place to Wi-Fi? I think we're gonna have to work it out to where we can make it hoodies. It is the Pocono Mountains, and it is gonna be a little chilly. So we'll work it up to be hoodies. You know what I mean?
like a
Huh?
Like if we tank top merch.
Tank top merch.
We haven't designed it yet. I'm just fucking with you.
I know that. I know that.
Hey, can you hear me good now?
I know. Yeah, I can. You're much better now.
No, I just wanted to big up the fact that it's going to be a collaboration between me and Panduse. The design for the merch, I guess now a hoodie. Yeah.
Well, the design is but it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold there. So, you know what I mean? I would just say, you know what I mean? It would make sense that people could be warm and look in unison.
And in December, it's still hot. It's t-shirt weather.
That's California. Yeah, you're going to be out here freezing your ass off.
Oh, no, it's not.
I'm not even... All right, come out here in your tank tops and your flip-flops.
To be honest, I had to rethink things with packing.
Yeah, you was like, oh, take this sundress. Let me take this. No.
Which best backpack to wear?
Yeah, that's not going to cut the mustard for you, baby. That's not going to cut the mustard.
Need a whole suitcase. Okay.
Let's stop hijacking salty coffee this time.
No, I'm just laughing while I'm on mute, but I'm not on mute on the other platform, so they can hear actually everything that's going on.
Yeah, we're wild. This is what we do.
So I'm gonna
in a loving, jovial way.
If anyone in the audience has any questions for any of the panelists, please leave your message now because we're about to close it. If you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter right now, feel free to leave a message there also for them. If you need more information, the website is ANNMERCH.ART and merch.art, where you can find the information. Once we close out here, just so you all know, this will be broadcast to almost all of the countries that Salty Coffee is listened to. So if you can't find the information, just Google Salty Coffee Podcast and you'll find it. If you need to come back. So I want to thank you all. But before I do that, let's listen to these two messages and wait to see, because I know that there is a small delay in the other. Oh, here they come.
I'll have to wear matching pajamas. All right? Matching pajamas.
Who said I was wearing pajamas? You got to go around. No.
She's thinking of the old, those old the parties, that we used to do back in the days. You guys are too young, I guess. I don't know. Maybe pajamas.
Nah, I'm not young. I'm not young.
You can do a long sleeve shirt, but either way, long sleeve shirt. You can always wear a sweatshirt over it. Either way.
With some sweat.
What were you saying, Elevator Bliss?
No, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the great podcast, and I wish you all prosper. It's very informative and inspirational.
Thank you, Info.
Appreciate your presence, brother.
Appreciate you.
So once again, thank you, Elevated Bliss, for accepting the invite to the Salty Coffee podcast family. Although it may seem like I'm the only one doing everything, I do have people on the side that helped me. And with you coming in, that's part of the help. Trip Duce, thank you so much for popping in random rooms and sharing your information. You're awesome when you do that. Your energy is on point. It's positive all the time. I'm not saying elevated bliss energy is not positive, but elevated bliss is just like chill and relax. Like, okay, why are we doing all this? You know, it's not orchestrated. Like, you crack me up, elevated bliss. um, he's like, I'm nervous. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Junkie, yeah. He's like, I'm kind of nervous. Well, I don't think he said nervous. He's just like, I don't know. I don't remember what you said, but
I'm just not used to being on this side. You know what I mean?
know.
Of being the interviewed. So
Yeah, and that's fine. You know,
but it's a dope experience.
yeah, I appreciate that you um were honored that you were invited, and I appreciate that you trusted, you know, that I was gonna do A&N, you know, good, and I want to do good
Phenomenal,
for A&N.
phenomenal job. You did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much.
You did an
thank you
amazing
for all of the plugs, all shout outs, the clips, especially that clip from King's Hysteria. That was definitely humbling to even start the talks. So, you know, I truly appreciate the invite and thank you for making it an amazing experience.
Junkie Dave, continue your talent. You know, I know you're, you know, ginger with orange and lemon and a little bit of honey will cure everything. And some Windex. Yes. But I hope you feel better, Junkie Dave.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your music. I'm gonna let you guys talk. Hold on. And Meatballs, thank you so much. I feel like I know you, but I don't know you. And today I've learned a lot more about you. Again, your music, your talent on your beats is amazing. I really feel that you need probably some branding to get it out there, but you know, like you said, at your own pace. But I'm hoping that by sharing this video across the world and across the country of the USA, that people will recognize the hidden gifts that you all have. Because that season 4, that's what we're about. Last season it was about building bridges. This season is about sharing the hidden gifts, and you all have gifts that need to be shared with everyone, not just in the United States, but around the world. Okay, you guys can give your closings now.
I just want to add real quick. Thank you. Meatballs, there's 2 Meatballs beats so far on music streaming platforms. You know what I mean? He made the beat for Watch Me Fly and beat for Keep Grinning. I just wanted to add that. So his music is definitely getting up.
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate that too. So it's them words, you know, that inspire me to get back on it, put all my attention and focus into what I, you know, get back in the right place. So we appreciate that.
Trippy Trip.
Yes.
Talk to the people. You know how it go.
Shout out to you, Salty Coffee. Thank you for you did an excellent job. I just have to say. Can you guys hear me? Am I coming in clear?
I love it.
Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate this dedication. This is what it felt. It felt like a dedication to everything that we've been a highlight of sorts. So I really appreciate that a lot. That's all the listeners in this building and all platforms that are streaming right now. I love you guys. Let's continue to build and grow.
There you go. JD.
You already know. My personal message is about love. I want to remind people it's not only important to love others, but it's more important to love yourself. little shout out to Discernment of a Bible Junkie. In the Bible, they talk about 2 commandments. And the first one is to love God with all your mind, heart, and soul. The other one is like it, which is to love your neighbor as yourself. But draw attention to the as yourself, because if you're not able to love yourself properly, you'll not be able to love the neighbor properly. You know what I'm saying? This a dope example of that love. Not only loving enough to show up, but showing that love and appreciation for each other. I feel honored and blessed to be a part of something like that. So shout out to everybody that would. Thank you so much, Sophie Cole. Really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Meatballs.
Yo, I just want to express my gratitude to you, Salty Coffee. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing us on your platform. You know, share what we had what we had going on with you. I appreciate all the kind words. Everybody in the audience, thank you for coming through. Shout out to my team right here. Everybody in the building. Nothing but love for everybody, and yeah, man, let's all grow together. Let's keep pushing. Keep fighting for the truth, and let's keep making a difference like we always do, man. Let's, stay focused and keep on fighting. Fighting ain't never. Much love to everybody who came through, man. Thank you for allowing us up here on the platform as well. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, like everybody said, first and foremost, Salty Coffee for the opportunity to come up on your platform. More importantly, thank you for recognizing, us, because it takes recognition first and foremost for it to even get to this point. So I truly appreciate all of your support outside of, casting aspect. Like, there's no obligation for you to come in ours and support us as much as you do on a daily basis. So, I just thank you so much for that support and that original. Shout out to Icon, because I know, you're a part of, his growth in his podcasting game. So, a brother for his willingness to be led by a woman, right? Sometimes it's been, we get too caught up in ourselves, and our humanity, which is why I wanted to point out earlier the importance of understanding the divine and the divine feminine. So, shout out to that brother for taking the tutelage, you know what I mean, and understanding that this is a wise woman right here who only has interests at heart. So, yeah, man, I'm truly blessed, truly thankful to work alongside absolutely amazing people. The entire A.N.N, that a lot of people don't see. There are a lot of names, like you mentioned, Lady B, Doc Bay, but these individuals, I've been working with for years, and alongside, with Junkie Dave and Trip is 5 days a week. For me and Meatballs, it's almost 3 years. So, and like he said, this is a real brotherhood, more of a family than it is anything else. And it's just been an amazing ride. And when you grow so much in such a short period of time with amazing people, so that's why I said earlier, as long as we can all be accountable to ourselves to remain morally upright, and keep the same core principle values that we have, there is no ending as to where A&N can go. As I always say, man, the devil continues to deceive us. A&M blowing through like a gale force wind. And you know what we gonna do when you done, Salty Coffee.
What am I gonna do? Anyway, okay.
You know exactly what we gonna do.
Where's the after party? I never get invited to the after party. I just happen to bump into them, but that's fine.
Is tonight. The after party is tonight.
Okay.
On station at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Go follow Venomous Bliss over there. VENMUS. That is the after party. It is always lit over there on the Saturday night. Rhythm and Bliss, man. Adults only. It's listen. Come on through, won't you now? It's a dope experience, man. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The whole family will be tapped in.
That's awesome. Again, thank you all for accepting the Salty Coffee invite and for sharing your time um, on a Saturday where you could have been doing so many other things and saving the world and saving those who resist in your message. But I am so grateful and I'm thankful. And I'm hoping that with sharing your information on our website will improve for any funding that you will need for your purpose and your cause. So I appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you.
So continue the good work, and I will be around. I'm a silent supporter. You know how that goes. I pay attention.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're allowed to support it, but silently. You're
Yeah.
allowed to support it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on that note, A&N, y'all know what we about to do, right?
Wait, hold on,
Smoke
hold on.
on, smoke on.
Oh, bye.
I heard.
They're horrible. They're all left. Aw. Livewire says bring the wipes. Anyway, that was the A&N team from the Stereo app, and they are amazing. Um, so we're back with Salty Coffee. I just want to give some announcements that will be happening later on this month. Don't forget that the A&N team is only available on the Stereo app. You can download the Stereo app for free, and it's just like that, Stereo. That's it. App. You can get it on iTunes and Android, if that's what you have, Google Play. And let's see. Hold on just a second. Let me do this. Livewire, thank you so much. Um, Alliance Network News on Stereo, thank you. I guess that's Trip Duce. I'm not sure. Lady Bomber, thank you for hanging in there. And I apologize, you guys, for earlier. I don't understand how to get into Stereo and have a group of the number of people. And the reason most of you couldn't get in, apparently you need all the panelists who confirmed to be there to be, they had to be on the show um, for that. So let's see. I know. Saturday, October 15th, which is next Saturday, early in the morning, I will be running a 5K for domestic violence awareness with the Bronx District Attorney's Office. And that will be in Grand Concourse in the Bronx. Saturday, I'll go live here on all of the platforms, not necessarily on stereo. October 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to meet the CEO and founder of Bamblish. And Bamblish, she is an amazing woman who has created um, a method to help women with ensuring that they're using the correct products for their period. And that's going to be Robin. She will take us through her journey and how she opened up this business and how it's saving not only women in their health, but helping the environment. Because I'm telling you, I want you, women and men, to be there. Because if you have daughters, this is important information for you to know. So that would be Saturday, not that, I don't think the 19th is a Saturday, but because it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but October 19th. All of my information is on my calendar on the website, www.saltycoffeepodcast.com. And you can also get it from here, from wherever you're watching. We are now live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website. And that's going to be it. I do have more people coming um, in November, and I will have more announcements to make later on in the next live. Tonight, I will be going to I started a new platform where I feel comfortable, I feel new, I feel refreshed, and I'm able to articulate publicly very personal information. So if you're interested in joining that app, please send me a message. For those of you who are serious about it, please send me a message. You can send me a message at saltycoffee at saltycoffeellc.com. And I'm going to let you know which countries we are seeing at. Usually I do this in the beginning, but because of the stereo app, I'm going to do it now.